Today we are going to talk about how to calculate a dosage of drug. Before you give a drug to a patient, you need to calculate to know the amount that you are going to give to the patient. So when we talk about dosage is amount of drug given to a person or a patient to provide a therapeutic effect with minimal or less side effects. It goes with a formula. When we talk about calculation, you can't do it on your own. We have a formula that we use to calculate the dosage of a drug to be given to a patient. So the formula is like this: dosage of drug to be given, or quantity of drug to be given to a patient, is equal to dose ordered over dose on hand times amount on hand. So as you go through the lectures, you will know the dose ordered, the dose on hand, and the amount on hand. So the formula is on the board. Dosage of drug to be given is equal to dose ordered over dose on hand times the amount on hand. So we are going to define the various terms in the formula. When we talk about dose ordered is the quantity of drug ordered by a physician, So when you go to the ward, let's say a prescriber or a doctor may tell you or write in the patient's folder that give P-mol, 1 gram of P-mol, CDS times 5/7. So the prescriber or the physician will write something like this. So as you go through the formula, comparing it to this statement, the dose ordered is going to be the 1 gram. This is what the physician ordered us to give to the patient. So the quantity or the amount of drug ordered by a physician becomes the dose ordered. And then let's go to the dose on hand. Dose on hand is the volume, a unit of a drug. Let me put it like this: a unit of a drug. So I'm going to make some illustration. Let's say this is a whole tablet of paracetamol. A whole tablet, let's say it is like this: a whole tablet of paracetamol. If I take 1 tablet out of it, let's say this is my P-mol. If I take 1 like this of this P more, what is its volume? What is its quantity? So every drug has a volume or a mass or a weight for it. So if I take this, let's say it's 250 milligrams. I said P more, so let's use the volume for a unit of P more. So let's say this is 500 milligrams. This is 500 mg. So if I take this, only this, as unit 1, if I take only this, the volume of this is the 500 milligram. The volume of only 1 unit or 1 tablet of this P more is the 500 milligram. So we say this is the dose on hand. So you see the drug is in my hand. I have taken 1 tablet out of the P more. I have taken 1. So this one, the volume or the mass or the weight of this drug becomes the dose on hand, and it is the 500 milligram. Are you okay? And then let's go to the amount on hand. The amount on hand contains the dose on hand. So if I take this, let's say this is 1 tablet. 1 tablet out of this. This is 1 tablet. So the 1 tablet that I have taken is the amount on hand. So let's say if I'm comparing this, the amount on hand is 1 tablet. 1 tablet. So if I take this one becomes the amount on hand. And the volume of the amount on hand, the one that I have taken, this one becomes the dose on hand. So as I took this 1 tablet, the dose on hand is 500 milligram. So the dose on hand, 1 tablet of this, the dose on hand becomes the 500 mg. So let's go, or let's take a question and try to fix the values in the formula. So the amount on hand contains the dose on hand. The amount on hand contains the dose on hand. So it is like this. This one is fused into the amount on hand. So if I take 1 of these, as I said earlier on, then the quantity, the volume of this becomes the dose on hand. So let's try out our hand on a question. A patient ordered 250 milligrams of paracetamol to a patient, or a physician ordered 250 milligrams of paracetamol to be given to a patient. The drug is available in 500 milligrams per tablet. Calculate the amount of drug to be served, or the amount of drug to be given to the patients. So now we are going to deduce the values. We'll begin by writing our formula, but our formula is already on the board. So the amount to be given, let's say I want to use some abbreviations. So drug, dose of drug to be given. So let's use D, So dose of drug to be given. And dose ordered, let's say DO. And dose on hand is DOH. And amount on hand becomes amount AOH. So if you see these short words, don't be confused. So DO is dose ordered, DOH is dose on hand, amount on hand is AOH. So DDG, dose to be given, is equal to dose ordered over dose on hand times amount on hand. I hope you are clear with this. So let's go to the formula. So the dose ordered, looking at the question, a physician ordered, it gives you a clue. So the dose ordered here is DO is equal to 250 mg of PMOL to be given to a patient. The drug is available in 500 mg per tablet. That means if I take one tablet, the volume or the quantity this one tablet contains is 500 mg. And in the formula we said that amount on hand contains the dose on hand. So this is the amount on hand. So the one tablet here per tablet means 1. So that one becomes the amount on hand. So amount on hand is equal to 1 tablet. And then we said the amount on hand contains the dose on hand. The amount on hand, the 1 tablet, the weight of it, the mass of it, the volume of it is the 500 mg. So that one becomes the dose on hand. So DOH is equal to 500 mg. So this, it becomes simple. You fuse it into the formula. So dose on hand is equal to, or dose ordered is equal to 250 mg. Please don't forget about the units, because the units are going to cancel out. In case the units does not match, you are going to do conversion. So let's say conversion 1 kg is equal to 1000 mg. So if the unit is in kilogram, you convert it to suit you. If it is in milligram, and the other ones are in kg, you convert it. So if you get this one, let's say this one was in kilogram or is in kilogram, and this one too is milligram, you can either convert it to all of this to kg, kilogram, or you can either convert the kilogram to milligram. So you look at the values here. But for this question, all the units here are in milligram. So you fix it into the formula. And then we've written the dose ordered, which is 250. From the question that the physician ordered 250 mg of PMOL. And then the dose on hand here, as we said, is 500 mg. So in short, you are going to put your 500 mg here, 500 mg. And then the amount on hand is 1 tablet, so times 1 tab. So this will cancel this. 25 goes here 1 and goes here 2. So this one will be 0.5 tab. So this milligram will cancel itself. So the answer, it will left with the tablets. So let's say if you take this P more, which one of it contains 500 milligram, that means you are going to divide it into 2. You divide it into 2 from the answer. So half of it, 0.5 is the same as half tab. So you are going to give half of this P more to the patient. I hope you are through with that. So we can continue. Let's take another question and try our hands on that. Example 2. A physician orders 2.5 milligram of injection to be given to a patient, or to be given IM intramuscularly. The drug is available in ampoules containing 5 milligram per 1 ml. So if you take 1 ml of the drug, it contains 5 milligram. It gives you a clue from the formula. The drug is supposed to be administered in mils. So what the physician orders is here, the amount on hand is here, the dose on hand is here. So you have to bear in mind that you are going to calculate for the dose or the quantity of drug to be given. We know that the formula says solution dose to be given is equal to dose ordered DO over dose on hand times amount on hand. This is the formula. So simple. A physician orders 2.5 milligram. So it gives you, or it tells you that this is the dose ordered. So DO so let's go like this, but DO, dose ordered, is equal to 2.5 mg. The drug is available in ampoules containing 5 milligram per 1 ml. So if you take, let's say the ampoule is like this. This is not an ampoule, but it's like this. So if you take this ampoule, let's say it is written on the bottle 1 ml ampoule, but within the contents or the quantity of this drug within this ampoule is 5 milligram. Because we said that the amount on hand, so this 1 ml become the amount on hand, and we said the amount on hand contains the dose on hand. So if this is the amount on hand, what is inside is 5 milligram. The weight of this is 5 milligram. So dose on hand is equal to 5 mg, and then what's the amount on hand is 1 ml, because this one is in this. So therefore dose to be given, or dose of drug to be given, is equal to 2.5 mg, because the question says that the drug is supposed to be administered in mils over 5 mg times 1 ml, or mils. So this one will cancel this. 2.5 out of this will give us half ml. half mil or 0.5 mils. So this is also simple. So the dose to be given is equal to dose ordered over dose on hand times amount on hand. And from the question, we know that the dose ordered is equal to 2.5 milligram. The dose on hand is equal to 5 mg, and the amount on hand is equal to 1 mil. So you fix it into the formula, you do your cancellation, then you arrive at your answer. So this signifies that you are going to give 0.5 mils of the injection. Another example is this one. So let's read. A prescriber orders 100 milligram of artemether-lumefantrine to be given intramuscularly. The drug is available in 0.08 kg per vial. Calculate the dose of drug to be served. So there is a slight change in the weight of the drugs. You see milligram here and you see kg here. So there should be a conversion before you can do it. So let's solve our question. Solution. The formula says dose to be served is equal to dose ordered over dose on hand times amount on hand. So from the question, we have to define the terms. The dose ordered here, let's say DO, dose ordered. Don't get yourself confused. DO here means dose ordered. Is equal to 100 mg. The drug is available in 0.08 kg per vial. So the amount on hand, because per vial, each of the vial contains 0.0 kg. So it means here is one vial. And then the dose on hand, is equal to 0.08 kg. You see here, the units here is different from the units here. So you need to convert either this one to kg or the kg to mg. So now, I would rather prefer that for me, I will change this one to kg, or I will change this kg to mg. So let's say 1 kg is equal to 1000 milligram. So 0.08 kg is equal to what? S. I hope you know your conversion. So we are going to do cross multiplication. So 0.08 8 kg times 1000 mg is equal to x kg. Note, every number times a number is the number itself. So x times 1 is x. And there is no need for us to write 1x. As it stands, we know that 1 is here. So we want the value of x. We are going to divide each side by kg. So this one will cancel this, giving x is equal to this 1 kg will cancel this. So 0.08 kg times 1000 will give us 80 mg. Each vial of artimeter, for a vial of artimeter, the normal weight for it is 80 milligram. So mostly, as the physicians are prescribing for an adult, they just write, let's say 160 mg. Let's say 160 mg AL artimeter lubricant free BD times, let's say we should be given 5 days in a week. So they will just write it like that. So you, as you are going to administer, you just take 2 bottles of or 2 vials of the artimeter, then you just break it back, you take the other one back, then you withdraw the drug, then give to the patient. So each per vial of artimeter is 80 milligram. So now we have converted our kg to mg. Now we can fix it into the formula. So those ordered is 100 mg over those on hand, which was a bit confusing, but we have been able to convert it, is 80 milligram, not the 0.08. We have changed it, so now it's 80 mg. And the amount on hand is 1 bar, is bar 1 times 1. So this will cancel this. The answer is 1.25 bar. So that is the answer.